Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is Richard for WELSHYTECH, and this time we have another cooler from GAMDIAS or GAMDIAS. It is the Boreas M2-61L with a massive screen on it. Okay, so this is the Boreas M2-61L. Now, as you can see, it's got a big screen on it, which is customizable with the Zeus cast app. It's got 6 heat pipes, large high performance heatsink. It's got sleek magnetic LCD screen with an optimized 120 PWM fan. So let's have a look. Okay, let's have a look. See, now I'm excited about the overall size of that screen because look at that. That looks huge. So we will definitely have a look. Okay, so user manual. Look, I understand, but what's the point in that if you're going to include one? What's the point? I understand why, but there's no point in including one if you already got a user manual. But that's just me giving you a rant, okay? That's nothing against them. It's just they're trying to make sure that obviously the end user is okay, but I'm just saying my personal opinion. So, okay, right, this one now. Let's have a look at this. Is it the same fans as the other one? Yes, exactly the same. This one is a 120 fan. I like the sleek design. The brushed look, which looks like a brushed aluminium, like fake look. That looks really nice. I will say that about them. They're trying to push out the boat. And then, of course, then you got the accessories by here. So, of course, there's all the Intel, AMD, the included thermal paste, the spreader, which is awesome. That's good for users. And then we got the cooler itself. Now, when I was speaking to them, they said, I will... look at the size of that screen. Wow. They were saying that I'm going to love it. Well, look at the size on that. That is huge. That's a big, big screen. Wow. Oh, look at this cable by here. Look how thick that USB 2 cable is. Wow. That is a massive screen. Look at the size on that. That's how big it is. That's huge. Now, I'm looking forward to that because that looks really, really cool. I do like that. And yes, they were right. I do love this. Look at the size on that screen. It's massive for a 120 cooler. That's awesome. Also, it is offset, so it doesn't interfere with the RAM. And also, like they do say, it's got 6 heat pipes. There's the base there. And, I mean, it just... I'm so excited now. And then you got, obviously, the cable, which is a big, big, thick USB 2 cable. Now, let's get into some specs. Okay, so when it comes to product dimensions, it's 130, 105, and 160 millimeters tall. The heatsink dimensions is 130, 80, and 160 millimeter. Heatsink materials, aluminium, aluminium fin, 6 heat pipes. It's got... The fan is 120 by 120 by 25. That's the overall thickness, which is a standard 120 fan these days. And then, of course, when it comes to the overall fan speed, it is ranging between 800 and 1800 RPM. Now, the airflow is a little bit low compared to the other Boreas one I just done, but it's 62.9 CFM. It's not the lowest, but it's also not the highest. The air pressure as well is 2.23 millimeter H2O. Now, the noise decibel, they do rate it between 10 and 32 dBA. The hydraulic bearing, 12 volts, 4-pin, and it does support a LGA 1851, 1700, 1200, 1151, 1150, 1155, 1156, so all the way back down to, I believe that's P67 era, and then it's AM5 and AM4. That is awesome. That is cool. So, how big is this screen? It's an LCD screen. The screen is actually 4.3 inches. Wow. Okay, that's a big screen. And from looks of it, you can put loads of stuff on this, customize everything. It looks really, really cool. So let's get this installed because I really want to check out this screen. Okay, so this is the installation. Now, this is me showing you how to do it specifically for AM5. Now, you're going to get these little plastic standoffs. You just place them there, 1, 2, and then done. Now, what you want to do is grab the included brackets, which are by here. Now, a little tip, usually I will give a tip, but this is a very important tip. Now, in order to get this properly done, what you're going to do is put them here, because this is where AM5 is situated. So grab a magnetic screwdriver, place it down like that, and then like that. Remember now not to over tighten, you don't want to break anything. And then you take the other one, I'll just show you how to do it. So it's the edge holes here, like that. And it does only go this way. It does show you in the manual as well, but I'm still going to show you here. Now, like that. And then done. So now, thermal paste. Okay, so this is the thermal paste I use, Polymer Therm. This is the X10. This is the thermal paste I use for all AIOs as well as CPU cooler reviews. So this now will obviously be down to your personal preference, really. Just basically a blob in the middle, like that, like that. Now, something you need to realize with AM5, the chiplets, or the actual CCDs, with this one specifically, the 7900, the CCDs are actually at the bottom. So coverage is actually important, because that is what's actually getting very hot. Now, put the metal or the magnetic screwdriver away, and this is how you're going to place it down, like this. A little bit of a trick actually is to line up the first one by here in the front, like that, so it's actually touching the threads. And then what you're going to really do is feel for the threads on that side. I suggest doing it this side first, because this is the more problematic one of actually getting in place properly. Once that, you can start to feel it bite in, then you continue the process this way. Then that is done. Now remember that these screws will actually bottom out, because they have got a spring on them. So as for the screen, it's basically this it on top, and now I'm going to show you where the end cable by here, where the connector actually goes on the motherboard. So as you can see, actually on the right hand side, but there, that cable but there is already installed. Now that is a USB 2 header on your motherboard. It will actually have an imprint on it saying USB, or it'll actually have it at the bottom of the port itself saying see there, J USB 3. This will be a USB 2 port, and that is the connector. It will say USB on it. See? So you just want to plug it into one, but there on your motherboard, possibly with the USB actual logo situated up top, and then that's it. It's actually installed. And that's it for the USB. Okay, so what I'm going to do right by here, and I'm going to put an overlay right next to the recording, right next to the screen, so you can actually see what I'm doing. Now, as for this particular software, I did cover it in the Aura 360 LCD, but I'm going to cover it again. I'm going to take you through the overall software. Now, you can adjust certain things. You can't adjust everything. But as for like the information, for system information, now you can put CPU temperature, CPU utilization, GPU temperature, GPU isolation. If you've got a CPU that's got an onboard iGPU like I have, then it will also show that. It'll be GPU 2. That is GPU 2 utilization, motherboard temperature, fan, and then it's got fan PWM info. That will be for that. Now, as for the blocks, you can adjust it to different blocks. You can adjust it to 1, or you can adjust it to 2, like that. You can adjust it to 3. You can put just a clock. You can put a calendar. You can put a gallery. You can put a note. Or what you can do is this. Now, what I suggest I do, personally, this is just me giving you my overall opinion. Now, what you do is me changing that now. It should change. Now, this one here, this one in the middle is going to go to GPU utilization. So watch it actually run. There it is below. Now, it is a little bit of a delay, but that's going to be expected because it is only running through a USB 2 header. Now, I've just changed the background. It's got a lot of different backgrounds already installed on this software. You can upload JPEG, PNG, MP, GIF, and MP4, but the size of the file can only be 25 megabytes and it can't exceed longer than 30 seconds. So when I said they've got onboard backgrounds, they have. They've got some animated ones that move. They've got just basic still pictures as well. They do that. There's this one by here, then that's rather nice. But then when it comes to the overall images, they've got this different one. They've got this. Like that, and that's pretty much. Now, as for advanced, I'm going to show you right here. You can change it to hardware A, C, B, and then off. You can't just put it to last, and then like that. You can rotate it 180 degrees if you wanted to. That's obviously, you can only mount it one way, but unless you do mount the screen upside down, then of course there is also a option there. Now you can adjust the color of the text. You can do it, and let's see if it'll work. Let's have a look. Okay, right, there we go. So that just changed colors. So let's go to blue, and then for CPU, then we'll go yellow. There we go. So this is pretty much it. You can adjust the brightness, which obviously you can just do that, and it will go a little bit dimmer. You can go all the way down to there we go, all the way down to where it turns it off, and then just go all the way back up and turn it back on. Now, as for customization, it's not that customizable, but you can adjust it. You can when it comes to the settings and stuff in the Zeus cache, you can update the firmware. And then, of course, then that's pretty much it for the software. Okay, so this is the Boreas M2-61L. This is our 50% fan speed. Very quiet at 50%. Same thing, but 100% fan speed. Definitely does get louder at 100%. Okay, so as the overall test system I use, it is on my AM5 platform. It's a B650 Wi-Fi motherboard from MSI. It's got a Ryzen 9 7900 with PBO enabled. It's got 32 gigs of DDR5. It's got an RX 7800 XT, and it has a 1000-watt cooling power supply, and is housed in the BQuad Shadow-based 800 FX with 4 140 Lightwing fans. Now, when it comes to the overall temperature of the room, I did record it before testing at 16 Celsius, but after testing, that's once all testing was done, it did go up to 21 Celsius. Okay, so when it comes to the testing methods, now, as you guys, if you are an actual vivid watcher of the channel, you will know already my testing methods. I do use Cinebench, Blender Pavilion, Blender Classroom, and 3D Mark CPU test. The reasons by is because they do tax the CPU in different ways. So, and also the overall test. I did 2 different types of tests, one at 50% and one at 100%. Why, you ask? It's because it's going to show you the differences of potential from 50% RPM to 100% RPM. So it's going to give you an overall indicator on which one you should go with when it comes to thermals. Now, as for CPU power draw at 50%, The CPU power draw at high was 157 watts with a low at 146 watts. The CPU clocks were at 5.4 gigahertz at high with a 5 gigahertz at low. So 50% fan speed, here we go for Cinebench R23. The idles were 36 with a max of 93. Blender Pavilion idles 36 with a max of 93 once again. Blender Classroom idles 36 with a max of 93, and 3D Mark CPU test idles 36 with a max of 79 Celsius. Now, when it comes to the overall 100% fan speed, now the power draw for this particular test was high at 161 watts, but was low at 148 watts. And the CPU clocks didn't change. It was still high at 5.4 gigahertz with a low at 5 gigahertz, but well above base clocks, don't really have to worry there. So as for the Cinebench R23 run, the idles were 37, so we've gone up by 1 degree. The maxes was 91. We've come down a little. Blender Pavilion idles 37 with a max of 92 Celsius, and Blender Classroom idles 37 with a max of 91. And then 3D Mark CPU test, the idles are 37 with a max of 80 Celsius. Now, what I'm going to do right here is put up a graph showing you guys the major thermal differences between other single tower coolers I've got here. That would be like the digital one from Thermalright that I did a while ago. It's going to be mainly single towers because this is classed as a single tower cooler, even though the heatsink is rather large. But this should give you a good indicator on which particular CPU that I've tested on this platform specifically a good fit for you. Okay, so what do I think? Well, the price is £80. Yes, it has a very large screen. Yes, very large. The mounting is very easy. They do give you a QR code. They do tell you in the manual very straight through how to install it and blah, blah, blah. Now, the main problem for me is primarily the price. The thermals on it are very high personally. I tried it with a different fan. I tried it with a Be Quiet Silent Wing Pro, which is their fastest fan. You can go up to, what is it, like 3,000 RPM or like 2,900 RPM. And it still didn't perform as good. For some reason, it seems like some sort of a blockage. Maybe one of the heat pipes have, maybe something has happened to this particular cooler. But from what I can see and test, doesn't look to be. But I don't know. But the thermals, they're bad. The overall pricing, I really think it's overpriced. And I'm going to leave it there for my personal opinion. So you take from that what you want. Yes. Now, as for future content, I've got loads of stuff here. I've got stuff from Lexa. I've got motherboards. I've got Intel, specifically a CPU here. That'll be for specifically for CPU and AIO cooling, maybe using builds as well. I've got other stuff here. I've got loads of stuff coming, so make sure you subscribe to that. And as always, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend and week ahead of you. This is Richard from WELSHYTECH. Goodbye.